High school students from across the region participated in the second Next Big Thing Innovation Competition hosted by the Kentucky Innovation Network. The competition originated at Murray State and seeks to enhance creative business skills among youth.
Students were asked to identify a problem and find a solution to that problem that could be turned into a business. Beth Ward of the Kentucky Innovation Network believes the competition challenges students to re-examine the way they view the job market.
We want to get the kids to think about, and everybody really, to think about entrepreneurship as an option. We don't want you to think about graduating from high school or graduating from college so that you can necessarily go to work for somebody else. We want you to think about creating your own business and you be the one who creates the jobs as opposed to just somebody who's out there looking for one. I think that a lot of these kids, if you look around at the various projects they have really great ideas. But I think there's a fear that they don't really know what to do with those ideas. They don't know how to get their ideas into the form of a business. And I think going through an exercise like this shows them where the resources are that can help them ultimately do that. And it makes it much more realistic for them.
Alexis Ohanian, co-founder of the social networking service and news aggregate website Reddit, spoke at the event and encouraged students to jump into online business. We caught up with Alexis, who told us about the importance of internet entrepreneurship for rural development.
You know, I'm certainly a huge advocate for entrepreneurship, for learning to code, wherever it might be. I think historically, so much of this stuff has already been bubbling up around major urban areas because there is the internet access, there is the there are all these people sort of bouncing off each other with different sort of ideas and whatnot for entrepreneurship. But the reality is entrepreneurship is not limited to a zip code, right? It's everywhere. And so many parts of America now, thanks to the internet, are connected in a way that lets them create, that lets them build on a global platform regardless of where they are. I want the best ideas to bubble up, and those ideas are going to come from everywhere. And in fact, as you saw today, there are plenty of ideas that aren't going to come up from a bunch of hipsters in Brooklyn, right? There aren't any hipsters in Brooklyn that are going to solve problems for cattle ranchers because they don't know any cattle ranchers. They don't work with cattle ranchers. And there are so many problems to solve that will have potential to become very large businesses, that the more people we can get solving them, the better.
Alexis spoke of self-empowerment through the study of one's passions. He urged students to dive into what intrigues them and find a way to turn that interest and skill into a job.
I really want even a high school student to think about this time in their lives as being such a great time to dive into the things they're passionate about and feel entrepreneurial. Get in this habit of seeking knowledge for things that they already care about, right? That they're already excited. It could be cars, it could be whatever it is. I'm sure there's a community online of people just like you who care about that thing. Realize you don't know how to do something and then figure it out. That's the secret to everything. If you can be the kind of person who is good at just having ideas and doing them, figuring out how to solve problems and do stuff, ideally using the internet or even not, that's 99% of the battle.